now. Does have Rush as an option. Boosting forwards, gets it to him. What a save by Reimer.
Your time is up, my time is now.
Put it away. Nice goal by Kurt. Quick little bacon.
What's up, everybody? The shades are on because we are in the round 2 of Pro Playoffs, and I am your MVP of game number 1. I'm just joking with me. I just had the shades on to look cool. Because today's special guest is none other than Tom.
Hi.
Hi, Tom. Welcome to the show.
Hello, everybody.
You're a fan favorite and also a great guy. Kurt, also here again today. He's also a great guy. On some unfortunate events happened a couple days ago for you, but we're not going to talk about that today because today is all about Tom. So Tom, why don't we just start off like right off the bat? You go under htcp. I've asked you before, and you've never really told me what it means.
All right, so a lot of people know that my htcp are my initials. I have 2 middle names, and Thomas is one of my middle names. I think only 2 people in the Zealot hockey community know my actual first name, and I was revealed, but it's a secret.
There are no secrets on Reim Time.
It's a secret.
No secrets on Reim
It's
Time.
gotta be a secret. I know you guys are really bad at keeping secrets, but come on.
Can we guess? Is
You
it
can guess all you want, and I'll tell you if it.
Is it Hannah?
It's not Hannah, nor is it Montana.
Okay. So you came pretty late into the league, and you're basically known as the biggest success out of Pro League. So how did you find out about Zealot hockey?
I started playing. Well, I originally started playing StarCraft, Melee, for a while, and then kind of fell off. I started playing arcade games. Then I started playing Strikers, I think. And from there, one of my friends suggested I play Zealot hockey. And like I went through, the pub cycle that every player goes through, and slowly worked my way up into in-houses where I would still get, I'd get benched every other in-house because I was really just terrible. But yeah, that's just kind of how I think most players start to play now, is they just find it through a friend and they got to work their way through it. So.
Okay, just to go back to question 1, somebody said your name was Hunter Tom Carlito.
No.
Is it a conspiracy theory that you were Hunter? Is that why you have experience playing?
No, I'm going to reject that conspiracy that I'm Hunter. I am definitely not Hunter. Yeah.
That'd be a good
Okay. Well, rumor has it is you play a lot of League with the Ready crew. Who would you say are your best friends from Zealot hockey?
My best friends from Zealot hockey. All right. Well, of course we got to go with Reimer here.
Oh.
Hi, Reimer.
Hi.
Rush was one of my first friends. He was one of the people that got me into the first couple in-houses I was talking about because he would let me in, but he'd just bench me. Like a nice guy he is. Well, it's better than half the other guys who would just not even invite me. So I got to give him that one. He also invited me to the first clan, my first real clan, WPZH, which he killed. So I'm going to put that on the record. And then at Gorilla, great friend, great league friend. He was one of the first players that I started watching play to learn how to play. Him and Kaio were kind of, your go-to defenders back then.
Yeah.
So I watched them a lot. I got a Fable, BJ.
Oh yeah, he's really good.
Part of the crew.
Mm-hmm.
Look out for him season 6 if he plays. He'll make a big impact.
First overall, probably, in my opinion.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, crushing probes.
Zots is gonna be first overall.
Zots.
Not if they patch the AC clicking, but I'm joking. Zots, you played great in that series. Okay.
He did.
Here's a question: are you a better Varus or a better defender?
I'm definitely a better defender. I actually really suck at League.
Okay.
What are you drinking there, friend?
Honker's Ale from Goose Island.
Wish I had some.
Yeah, it's good.
After the week Kurt had, he needs it.
Please! Please! You
Okay.
You told me this was to be no BM.
There's no meme. There's no meme. How was it being on the Kudas? Let's get right to it. How was it being a Braxis Barracuda? One of the bottom feeders of this season, if not the worst team this season.
You know, I was kind of. There is a bit of despair that went through my body when I got drafted. You know, I went through a lot in the first couple minutes. You know, I wasn't really happy for the season, like going into it, but going through the season, it was actually pretty rewarding. Trying to carry this team that really no one thought had anything like happening. And try and make something happen. We had to use. I mean, Crush got like left back a lot because it was like he's a great goalie, and it shows now. Like he played really well in the playoffs so far, but it's so hard for like a goalie to do well when we kept giving up possession, and it was just kind of frustrating. Like every other week, it just kind of was. It was a struggle going forward. Kept losing Spruance passes and Whirlwind. Just
talk about the highlight of the season, beating the Tigers. The Tigers. Walk us through that game. How did that go? How did that even happen?
That was coming after a really disappointing defeat against New Folsom. That was probably one of the lows of the season for me.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of the great HTCP own goals, you know. And so I wasn't feeling too good going into that game, but you know, I get to go against one of my great friends, Kevin Rush, and I wanted to prove something there. And our lineup was me, Crush, Spruance, and Death. And Death had a superb game, and he started out really well. He was stealing from everybody, and we got an early lead from a Spruance shot.
Yeah.
And then they kind of fired back with, I think it was Critter Kyle that got a pretty quick goal after that. And then going down to the line, we got another one from a one-timer. And going into the third, we were up by 1, and we gave it away, and that was really heartbreaking. So we had to go into overtime, but in the last 30 seconds of overtime, I was able to steal it from Kevin and slot it away, and that was just a great feeling. Able to like show that we could still win something.
Oh yeah, I mean twice. You did it twice. Oh, actually, I think I did it once, but that's okay. I'm joking. I'm just.
Watch keeps getting banned from the Twitch chat.
I'm watching that.
I'm reading the Twitch chat as like Tom's talking, and it's just like wrecked rush. Okay, but speaking of good players that watch the program, there's a lot of talk about the free agency draft and what should happen. I mean, Crazy is like at the helm with everything. But you guys got, I think it was a second pick, and you got Peter out of it. How did Peter affect your team? Because there's talk about banning Zealot hockey players, ZHL players from the draft. So how did Peter impact the team? Because obviously it didn't turn everything around.
It didn't turn everything around. Peter is a great player, but he's not the player we needed. You know, he could score goals from strange places, and he gets goals pretty much every game, but he wasn't like the impact player that we could have used. And we already had so many other problems with our third skater, because Whirlwind, very inactive player. It's very hard to get him to show up for East games. And then on West, Death was, he's had a tough season. I still think he's a great player, but he just wasn't able to, do what he was able to do season before with Peter. So it was kind of rough not being able to like show that we could make something happen with Peter also.
Yeah.
But if you want me to talk about the free agency problem itself, I've been following Crazy's, Pound Transparency 2015 movement.
Yeah.
Did you just call it Pound?
Yeah, I don't do hashtag.
Fucking
Hashtags
old.
This fucking guy.
30?
Yeah. Anyways, there's been a lot of problems with the league, free agency being one of them. And I mean, I think all the suggestions out there are pretty much move the free agency forward and the trade deadline back. Mm-hmm. And I think that's, the clearest solution for everything. There's nothing that we could do about it now. Everything,
happens.
Everything already happened. We're in the playoffs. all the players have moved to where they're supposed to be. But moving forward, I'm not too sure if banning ex-ZHL players from the free agency is the right idea, nor do I think having a free agency at all might be I don't know. It's like everything's up for debate. This will be a good discussion for the community going into next season. But
yeah. I would go more into detail about like the free agency, different ideas Crazy and I talked about yesterday, but we'd be here for like 2 hours talking about that. So
Yeah.
it's not worth it. We want to talk about you, Tom.
Yeah, Tom. It's all about you, friend.
Okay, so shit went from bad to worse when you were on the Kudas. Aside from the Tigers win, you guys really didn't have anything going. Were you planning to jump ship at any time, or were you gonna just always gonna try to sit it along it? And did you know about the whole thing with your big trade to the Melians?
When people started talking about trades, like I knew something was gonna happen with how people were talking with our team eliminated, and people were gonna start going after Peter, me, Crush, Maha, Water, or Bulbasaur, not Water. Anyways, I was planning on sticking it out. I really didn't I wasn't super involved in the trades. I wasn't asking owners, every day trade for me, come and get me, save me. I just wanted to, play Zealot hockey.
What a sweet guy.
I know, right? And eventually, TK did come up to Pro V and work out a trade.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, that got me out of my team situation. But I mean, honestly, if I wasn't traded, I wasn't going to be super upset, I mean, either way, there's going to be, I don't know.
He's a true kid at heart.
Yeah. I'd be fine either way.
Okay. Besides the Melians, what team would you have liked to be moved to?
Beside the Melians, that's tough. I mean, I think the Melians was the best option for me since I fit in pretty well with what they needed.
Yeah.
They needed a third player on East, especially defender, so I could just watch Zach and Linking do their thing.
Yeah.
I think I'm not sure how well I would have done on Xeris if that was ever going to happen. I don't know if there was even trades, because I mean, I don't know. They still had a goalie problem. What other teams are there? Shakuris, I wouldn't be starting over Blitzer.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's
tough to say.
Yeah, it's tough. Compared to, you were on Char and you were on Braxis, and I had a voice crack for a second. So compare TK and Navy. What are their differences as owners? Beside when it's game time, what were the different types of things, and what should you prefer? Which do you think wasn't so good? I mean, shout out to Navy for being a great guy. Just in case this goes where I think it's gonna go.
Yeah. Okay. I'll try to. Anyways, let's get to this. When we got to the end of the draft, I talked to Provi. All right. I talked to Provi and I said, just don't do anything crazy without talking to me first, because, I mean, with the whole draft, he was getting a lot of shit, and I didn't want things to go from bad to even worse to the worst thing possible. So I was pretty much in the position to help Provi decide the lineups. I was acting mostly as a second owner. At least I think I was. I don't know. So that was kind of the way that Braxis worked, because it was just, I don't know, there weren't a lot of practice sessions or team working together. I got some games in with Crush, but other than that, nothing really happened. But with Char, we've been playing a lot. Yesterday before the games, we probably had 2 solid hours of game time together.
Fucking
as
nerds.
a team. I know, right? Before the games, I was able to get a lot of games in with Zach and Linking and TK and Crush. So we had a lot of practice going into the games, and it made us feel pretty confident going into it, because I don't know, TK got us all involved and got us all playing, whereas Pro V, we kind of did whatever happened, showed up for the matches. That was the biggest difference.
That's good. Rush is just killing me. I can't read the Twitch chat.
Twitch chat's so good.
Yeah, I'm dying. No offense, Tom. But
Yeah, I'm
but-
up for reading also.
it's too funny. But you're right. Navy is much more about making it fun for everyone, trying to get everyone to be able to play, and TK is more about winning. But here's going into the next playoff round. How will the high-powered Char attack, aka Killers of Kurt Streams, do versus the defensive Tiger Juggernaut?
I thought we were playing Marsara.
I think isn't
The lowest remaining seed will be playing
And
Tigers.
we're
And then Marsara will play the highest remaining seed.
and we're the highest seed in there, so we'll be playing Marsara, I think.
okay. Fuck off! I don't
See
care.
ya, Rhyme?
I don't
Sorry,
fucking
Ryan.
care who you play.
All right, just change everything to Proster. Make everything about Proster.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? Fuck it. Fuck that. I don't care how you're gonna do versus any. I hope you lose. It doesn't fucking matter. Okay. Speaking about losing, can the Flyers turn it around in Game 3?
I was talking to Gorilla about this a lot, and well, not a lot, but we talked about how New Gettysburg could try and make something happen, and with Eric having his lag issues on West, it's gonna be really tough for them to make anything happen. It was really unfortunate that Gorilla had to miss the first 2 games. I'm not sure if it would have changed things because of how bad Crazy and Eric were lagging. I wish they could make a comeback or like at least take a game. I want them to take a game, but it's really hard for them to even get a game off of them on West. So I think Shakuras gets through.
Okay. I'm just the fucking graphic. I make the graphic.
You did the graphic.
I
kid.
did the graphic, and I can't fucking remember who plays who. It sucks of not even being okay. I'm not even in the ZHL really, so I don't fucking care. Fuck it.
Rhyme, you're the whole spirit of the ZHL, friend.
I hate all of you. No, I'm gonna be commissioner.
Whoa, Rhyme. We're all
I'm just
friends here.
Okay, I'm just gonna be commissioner and be like, nope, nah, you're kicked, ban. Okay, we gotta replay all these games.
At
If
the
you
end
got,
of the season, just be like, oh, by the way, we got to replay every single game.
I'll just purposely schedule every game to be played at like 4 a.m. Just be like, we gotta do it for the EU viewers. Come on,
bro.
Yeah, what the fuck? I hate
man.
this. I hate this everything. Okay, I have other questions about the playoffs, but I'm afraid to say anything because I'm gonna be wrong. Okay, in case they play, because I don't remember the bracket, is Proster versus Watermelon going to be the must-watch series of season 4?
If they play,
If they,
that would be one of the most interesting series. So far, I think Proster has come out on top every time this season. But what's going to be interesting now is that Water can east them pretty hard, and they can bring out Bulbasaur and Blitzer on east.
Mhm.
And I mean, as much as they have a great West lineup, I think Shakuras still are going to prefer their West lineup. Their East lineup is still just as strong, I think, and they're going to be just taking a dump on Proster's West lineup. Or they'll bring their West lineup to East, I guess. I don't know what their game plan is, but I think Shakuras takes that.
Yeah. Kurt, if the Red Wings were still in the runnings, do you think they would have been able to beat Shakuras or the Marsara team? Next question. Pro League favorites going into round 2. We got the Blue Fins playing. Who are they playing, Kurt? You take it away. I'm done.
The Blue Fins? Oh. I don't know. Why you gotta put me on the spot?
I think
like
they're playing. I'll take control of this. They're taking
there you go, Tom.
There you go.
There we go.
Welcome to the show.
Because I was talking to Shadow Blaze last night, and I tried to watch the Pro League playoffs, and I think the Bluefins have the edge here.
Thanks.
For a couple of reasons. One, they acquired the great Reimer through an amazing trade.
Yeah, he is pretty good.
But to be honest, the Outlaws, they have, what is it? I think it's Zachary, Shadow Blades, Kagurashi, and Microwave, I think. I could be wrong. But Kagurashi is a West-only player, and I think the Bluefins prefer hosting East, right?
Yeah.
Reimer?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
for
yeah, so any East game, it's definitely going to go to the Bluefins. I think. I don't think Shadow Blades can carry them enough. And even though Zachary's also had a really great probe season, I don't think those two could take the Bluefins out on East, especially because Kaga just lets through nearly everything on East. It's kind of, I don't know, it's rough. It's a rough life for Kaga on East.
wow.
But yeah, I give it to the Bluefins.
Oh, thanks. There's another series going. I think it's the Inquisition versus the other team that's still in it, but I think the Inquisition's a really strong team, so they're probably going to take it.
Yeah, the droplets and that's another whole
can of worms.
Yeah.
I just noticed you were wearing sunglasses too. What the fuck? That's so sick. Okay, we're doing it. Tom, do you have sunglasses? It's really sunny because we're all really hot.
I could go and get sunglasses, but actually, I think I could get sunglasses. I'm not sure.
Okay, well,
if we find a break, I could go and get sunglasses.
there's no breaks. We have 27 viewers. 27. This is probably the most viewers I've seen on Reim Time. Okay, Kurt, I see you doing shit. I just can you calm the fuck down, kid?
I passed my glasses right up to you, and the second that they came out of frame, you put yours on, I'm just like, I don't have them anymore.
What a fucking show. Okay, Tom, I'm passing these to you.
Oh god, I'm gonna put my hands in both ways. All right, I got them.
To your right. You got come from your right.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, pull them from over there. There you go.
There we go.
Oh wow.
Can you there you go. You're not gonna wear them, really?
Really? I can't find them. I dropped them. I'm sorry.
Whatever.
Okay.
Pass them back to Rhyme and pass them back to me. I want to
All right, here you go, Reimer. Just take them.
I just got him. Okay, here they're coming down. They're coming down. Catch him. Oh, I think you got him.
I got him.
Okay. Oh shoot. Okay. So on the forum, there's a big article about being a pub player and how to get out of being a pub player. And out of everyone that's ever played pubs or probes recently, I'd say, Tom, you're probably one of the most successful players to ever make the bridge the gap between pub player to ZHL, round 2 pick.
Yeah.
So my question is, when you play pubs, your biggest goal is to play in-houses. And I never play in-houses, really, just because I think they're really boring. But, that's just my opinion. How to stop being a pub? Is being invited to in-houses as big a deal as they make it sound? Is that the ideal goal, to be invited to in-houses?
I think it is. I think there's a couple things that, I don't know, to make that bridge from pub player to ZHL. I don't know, there's a lot of players doing it right now. Also, I'll name them after this, but getting in in-houses was a really big thing. Actually, one of the biggest things also is not being afraid to host your own in-houses. I mean, they might be lower level in-houses. You won't be playing with, the top, 20 players all the time, but you'll be able to get into a serious environment where you can focus on your game, I think. That's where I started actually, trying to see what I was doing wrong and how to improve it. I don't know. It's honestly been a long time since I played pubs consistently. But yeah, I don't know, it was tough to get into the in-house scene. I think the biggest struggle now about getting into the in-house scene is the change of the map. Now that you can't have spectators anymore, there used to be the system where if you wanted to get into an in-house, they would invite you, but you'd sit on the bench for a game.
Yeah,
they'd get you into the next one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then you'd rotate in and out. But now it's all about ninjing and getting into those first 8 slots. And if you don't, too bad. You gotta wait for 15 minutes and hope you could ninja in. The biggest thing is getting the right ninja connections. Everybody add a rush,
the ninja connections.
Which account? So how did you end up becoming better? Did you watch replays? Did you study? You said you studied Gur and Kaoken, but did you practice? Did you see what they did and try to put that in what you do? Or
a lot of
did you message them?
I didn't really. Kyle doesn't like to talk to anyone.
Unless you're a Gur or a girl.
Yeah, unless you're a girl,
Yeah.
you're girl power or anyone like that. No, going into season 2. I was on the bench for my team, and I wanted to try, and make my name, and get up into the ZHL. So I played a lot of in houses with people, and Gorilla was on a lot back then.
Yeah. Nerd.
Him, Bulbasaur, and Stealth, and Amin were always playing, and I'd play with the New Gettysburg Flyers of that season quite a bit. So I'd watch how Gorilla played with them. He was a player that always just played it safe, used the walls to his advantage, find Bulbasaur just kind of floating it down there, and that's what I kind of carried into season 3, and that's I think one of the things that helped me was watching Gorilla and then trying to put it into my own game. I didn't watch replays. I didn't really watch my own games, my Pro League games a lot. I just kind of played a lot. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of repetition, I think, of just playing.
I guess then it just you get used to it. Kurt, what about you? Because you started way earlier than Tom. How did you become so good at Zealot hockey? Was it just you were the first to play it, so it's like, no one's better than me because no one else plays this game? Or what did you do?
I was good at Zealot hockey when there were only 2 people playing the game.
Yeah.
And then now that everyone plays it, I just not good. I'm past my prime. I'm like 63.
Oh boy.
I age like 13 years every season. So next season I'm gonna be 76. So I'm gonna be getting up there in age. Eventually they're gonna have to put me down. So I don't know what I'm gonna have to do then.
We need to use that $40 in the Zealot hockey bank to get you an antidepressant because.
Please, I'm not depressed.
There's always next season. Okay. We just addressed how in the past there was a smaller player base, but now we got a lot of players, more players than we ever had before, and there's more technical skill needed to compete in today's Zealot Hockey League. But the Pro League makes it more accessible to be involved with people of a similar skill. So, Tom, do you think it's easier or more difficult to be spotted now than it was when I first started playing or Kurt started playing?
I couldn't personally speak about when you started playing. I don't know what the scene was like then. Mm-hmm. You still get a lot of game time as a Pro League player, which I think is nice. Or you can't get a lot of Pro League time if you show up. That's the most important thing for Pro League is just being there, because a lot of teams, they're struggling to fill their lineups every week. It was really bad in season 2. Like, we'd have ZHL players playing in Pro League games all the time. But now with all these extra players playing Pro League, I think Pro League is a really good system to gauge how those players play against each other. And yeah, it's a lot easier to recognize them, but it's also a lot harder to break that gap between being a Pro League player and being a consistent starter for a ZHL player, for a ZHL team.
Good answer. I just was looking at the stream, and Kurt, did you shave?
What?
Did you shave, friends?
What a question.
Maybe. Why?
When did you shave? I'm just curious. Are we on the same cycle? Because I shaved yesterday.
No, I didn't shave. This is like a month of due. Like,
oh wow.
I shaved my mustache away. That's about the only thing. But like this, like I just don't even touch this for like a month.
Oh, you might look like Rush if you keep your
I
mustache.
don't. That's exactly why I shaved that shit.
I'm gonna put my shades on after that one. Okay.
Terrible.
So a lot about playing a lot. Is that your advice for someone trying to get noticed in the Zealot hockey community? To just keep playing until you get noticed? Okay.
Pretty much, because if you're in in-houses, you're eventually gonna get pulled into in-houses with higher level players, and then once they become they see you as acceptable, like a lot of high tier players, like they know who's good and bad, and they won't be inviting players that won't be able to keep up, because it's no fun for anybody. So once you're able to get into the scene where you're able to hold your own, and they keep inviting you, and then that's when you get better, and that's when you get noticed.
Okay. And now another thread, I was talking about the Pro League All-Star match. What are your thoughts on that? Would you like to see probes battle it out? Because I know before it used to be kind of like a joke, right? Like having a bunch of little, like it's like the Timbits kids skating on ice before a game or something.
Yeah.
What do you think should happen, and what restrictions should be applied so that way you don't have like droplets in a pro Pro League All-Star unless you think that's where he should be.
I think that'd actually be really fun to watch, seeing the top Pro League players. What I think the most difficult thing would be is, as you said, the restrictions. I personally have no idea how to restrict it. I mean, there's some... The ways that the league is restricting it right now, I mean, we kicked J Money and Elder Sage out of Pro. That was a sad day.
Yeah.
But it's like it's really subjective when you get to like trying to decide player skills and if they could fit into this category of being a Pro League player. I don't know if you'd want to do like a count, like a I don't know, like a group of people deciding if there's like a cutoff for someone. Like there'll be a base cutoff based on the stats, like 4 games played during the season, and then from there, if you find someone's like not fit in, like Maha, who's I'm not sure if he has 4 games or 5.
Right.
I'm not sure. Or like droplets or something like that. You know, they gotta. If a group of people can decide he's not eligible, I don't know. It's tough, but I think it'd be really fun to see that.
I kind of agree. I think it would be really cool. And then right before the ZHL All-Star game, you could see the skill needed to compete in either, or maybe there isn't as big a gap, or maybe there's a huge gap. We don't know yet. That would be interesting to see. Okay, now we're going into league talk. So this might take a big chunk of our life away. Season 5, a big hope is there are owners who draft smart. Is there a science to drafting?
Yeah, I don't think there's. I don't know. You just gotta know. Honestly, it's really hard to say. There's owners that have picked right, and it shows that they picked right. And like going down the list, most of their picks will make sense. But even with great owners, you find picks that just didn't pan out. I think each year we've had, like Crazy last year, he drafted Anglefire. It kind of worked for him, and it kind of really didn't because he gave up on his team a couple weeks afterwards.
Right.
After it started. And like everyone would say he had a great draft, but he made one mistake. But that's not the end of the world. It's just being consistent enough across the board where you can make a great team. I don't think what was it? There's a point where you could be so bad at drafting that it can ruin the league, and that happened sometime this season with maybe 2 teams. I don't know. It was rough this season with drafting, but I think with the proper owners, it won't happen again. I don't know.
Yeah, it's tough. Just because things are unpredictable too, you can draft a really good player and then they don't show up.
Exactly.
And you can't foresee that. Or they can just quit halfway through a season too, right? So there's no actual contracts or real obligations for somebody to stick through an entire season if they're not happy, or they could just have other things they want to do.
If I could hold on to that for a second, like last season when I was an owner, one of the biggest things that I had to do last season was keep Sir from quitting on me. Like the chat has been asking about this, my draft last season, all kids draft, whatever. I'll just talk about Sir for this moment. So, but he was tough to keep around. I don't know. That was a big gamble on my part, and if I didn't put in the effort to try and keep Serve around, he probably would have quit.
Yeah, Serve always wants to quit. It's like his thing.
I know.
Yeah. Okay. But actually, Tom has prepared a mock draft of what he thinks will happen in the following season. So I'm gonna link that in the chat so everybody can see it.
Let me see this shit.
All right. Okay. Just gonna put this out there. I guessed owners, and then I did what we did last season, where this wasn't just me. This was a group of people that did this. We're just trying to see where people will start to fall off. How things would pan out next season in general. There's going to be something's going to be wrong. Someone's not going to get drafted where they're supposed to be. And all the owners won't be there. So we also tried to use owners' personality to draft, their team, like how Water picks all of his fruits again, just things like that.
Rip Taro.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Taro undrafted. See ya.
See ya!
Shots have been fired on today's Reim
you got picked over GG Popper. That's enough said.
See.
As I said, this is just a quick work, but anyways, if you have any questions about it, you could shoot.
Dauntless
Okay.
quit, by the way.
Dauntless quit. He's gone. I saw him pop up the other day, but
That's
Okay.
why we didn't have an East goalie, was because Dauntless quit.
okay. Dauntless doesn't get picked.
So him going in the 23rd spot is a little questionable.
Yeah, well, the most interesting thing that I found out of this is that there's a lack of goalies. This was also, if you haven't noticed, an expansion draft. We put 10 teams on there.
Mm-hmm.
So,
It's a really good
Like-
possibility of that happening.
yeah, like, if you take a look, like, the goalies just start to fade out
Mm-hmm.
at the third round. You run out so quickly. Because, I mean, goalies are such an important position that having an average goalie and having no goalie at all can just, like, destroy your team. Like, not a real goalie, I mean. Because at least an average goalie will save, your basic shots. But it also, I mean, it's highly server dependent. I don't know. It's rough. It's a rough life out there for a goalie.
It's definitely. I mean, in the past, you could get away without drafting a goalie. This is evident by like Maha. Every single draft he's ever been in, he never drafts a goalie. He just drafts really good skaters and crosses his fingers. But I mean, Kurt has opinions about Maha as an owner and a drafter. So I don't know if Maha will end up being an owner again. But yeah, like you said, a goalie is more important if we do an expansion because the number of skilled skaters you'll be able to get access to as the rounds continue, they won't be there anymore. Like you'll get, like after the third round, like all the there's, it's the talent is getting pretty thin.
Yeah. Yeah, you start to. I think that's when it'll be important to like have a good understanding of players that aren't at the highest level, because you're gonna have to start picking up players that are gonna have to prove themselves. They good pro league players this season are gonna have to step up. I have some ideas that are players that I might like pick up next season if I am an owner, like in that kind of area. But it's gonna be kind of a guessing game. But if you do some scouting, you might be able to find a hidden gem, like a min or something. Read the giant text. Hold on. Someone's. You know what Taro's talking about?
Oh, someone asked who you are. We should just can you wear like a shirt that says Tom or something?
Make a sign.
Great.
You'll
Yeah.
be fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think see the thing about the Winter Classic, which is a tournament I played a long time ago, goalies were more important then because the talent was distributed pretty much. Like all the good skaters were on one team, Maha's team, so being a goalie for that, it's like you play a game and there's only one offensive threat, so you don't really have to worry about one-timers and if you have a competent defender, then it's a lot easier. Because a problem is that when you have a team like Watermelons or Proster, where you have a bunch of good skaters, they're all threats and they're all going to attack you at once, you don't have a chance. But you do have a chance if it's a person like Link King, he'll destroy you no matter what, right, Kurt? But but I think you get a chance if the talent is more distributed. I think games will be a lot more interesting, and it will be a lot better for goalies. That's what I think, but we'll have to see what happens.
Yeah, I'm really excited for next season. If of course things get, if we could come to some conclusions in the off season about the free agency, trade deadline, who the next owners are going to be, all this stuff that we've talked about a bit already. Like, if we get that stuff sorted out, I think next season could be a really great season because, yeah, as you said, it'll be testing a lot of players in different ways that they haven't been able to show before.
I just want to be matching with Kurt, so. Can you who would you suggest for an owner? We have 26 people watching right now. So are any of the people watching right now possible owners in your eyes, Tom?
26 people. Okay, let's take a look at this. Crazy. I don't know if he wants to be an owner again. He was a great owner. Rush said he might owner. A lot of people give him BM, but I think he'd do a pretty good job at it. Because he plays a lot and he knows players. He's just being a little salty because he doesn't think he's a first round player, but he'll get to that eventually. I'm not sure if Zach would be an owner. I put him on that list as an owner. I'm not sure if he'd want to be one. Just because we couldn't decide who a 10th owner would be. Let's see. Crush might want to be an owner so he doesn't get provied again. That'd be a great suggestion. Yeah.
Oh boy.
That's
I might be an owner.
That's a good reason.
Oh
to be an
shit,
owner.
Tom being an owner.
Whoa, you heard it here first, folks.
Yeah, next season I might be an owner again.
Tom is
and
officially announcing his presidential campaign.
Yeah, you have to be 16 and under to join his team.
Yeah. Yeah. You still got to go to high school or preferably middle school.
Yeah. Get him while they're...
You have to have a bedtime, so I have to take care of you. But yeah.
Before you play Zealot hockey or join the league, you have to ask your parents for permission. And then you can join Tom's team. And Tom needs your parents' number, especially if your mom's a MILF.
Yeah, I definitely need a permission
Contact
slip
numbers.
and your mom's number, just in case.
You could have a team house and drive a school bus, pick the team up from school. It would be great. How about suggestions for who would be a good commissioner? One of Crazy's ideas was having a player or a person in the community that's unbiased, so they can't be on any team, can't participate as a player in the Zealot Hockey League or an owner. Who are some people you think would fit the role of a commissioner or a league manager that could give an unbiased look and impartial decisions for league?
I still think Dark Angel, if he's willing to be the commissioner, should still be commissioner. I think I suggested this earlier, is that the league managers should be a little bit more of a higher tier of power, whereas they could jump into the commissioner role if the commissioner isn't around or if the commissioner's team is involved. Someone that can stay out of it stay neutral in this situation. I think that, I don't know, there needs to be more league managers. Maybe, I'm not sure. It's hard to say.
Oh, it's a good thought too.
I could turn this kind of on Kurt since he's a league manager. How you think things should be a little bit different? I don't know.
Well, in season one, the reason why league managers were made in the first place was to allow some sort of rulings to be made while commissioner isn't there. And so that's the whole reason why it's there, and that's why the hierarchy was set up that way. We added in the stipulation this season in order to have 2 to 4, was just because when it gets to too many people, it's just impossible to get anything to happen. I mean, hell, there's 3 of us, and we still can't agree on certain issues. Me and Taro still read the rules differently at times, and you can't get good consistency if there's 8 different people.
Yeah.
One commissioner in one league, because it only takes one league manager to approve a ruling or to read a ruling a certain way, and so that's why it's always been kept at a smaller number, and that's why they don't really have much power. All they can do is just read the rules, and I mean, they can grant the commissioner power to create a veto ruling or a new rule change. That's the necessary and proper clause, which I think is in section 1. So that's why it's set up that way.
Yeah, it's tough to say. I don't know. There's been a lot of situations this year where things have kind of I'm not behind the scenes, so I don't know what's going on in the owners forum anymore. But as Crazy has been blasting across the airwaves, not a lot of people in the fucking community know what's actually going on. And it'd be nice to have a little bit more information. But I think having a good core group of league managers and that work with the commissioner more. I don't know. I think giving Dark Angel, this is just complete tangent, but I think giving Dark Angel another chance would be a good idea. There's not a lot of people willing to take up the commissioner duty, and he did, and I mean he's getting some flack for it, but there's not a lot of better options out there unless you want Uter. Then go find Uter.
Great.
Uter commish is the best.
The dream. Okay, heard it here first. Season 5, Commissioner is Uter. All right, let's talk about some game mechanics now. Let's switch it up. We talked about rules for a long time. Leroy said we might never see an oval rink because the map will need to be reworked. Does having a rectangle rink forever disappoint you?
Honestly, I wasn't around when people started complaining about the oval rink, and I'm just used to the square rink right now. If it's too much work, and if it might destroy parts of the game that we're already used to, I'm not in favor with it. If it could be done without changing anything, that would be really nice, I think. You know, having the puck spin around the edge or whatever, yeah, that'd be cool. But I don't know. It'd be nice if it didn't change anything.
I guess. Kurt, what do you think? Are you disappointed? Do you not care anymore?
I mean, the prison courtyard was the worst thing ever, so I'm happy that the ice at least looks nice. I'd like at least a 45-degree angle on the slanted corners, but I mean, to be honest, like the physics on a curved edge, like people seriously don't understand how much that would involve. Well, first off, that would involve so much collision detection that the map would pretty much break. And then even if you did figure out the collision detection, which is a bitch and a half, because at certain angles the puck will wrap around the net and create that wrapping effect, or wrap around the edge, I should say. And then at certain angles it will just bounce off directly at a weird angle. So that's the hardest problem, is just first figuring out the physics, and then even if you did figure out the physics, then the game would probably break just because of latency, delay, and all the above. I mean, it's just a difficult thing to do. So if you just did thank you, Reim. So if you just did a 45-degree angle on the edges, then you know, it'd probably be the easiest thing for everybody, because you'd only be talking about a couple collision to points.
Okay. Well, actually, it's really cool that Crush is here. So he's because I was just going to ask about Crush too. Crush just was working on a fix, or he either fixed it or was working on a fix that allowed Zealots to shoot a puck with max power after charging it for just 0.5 seconds. The exploit was done by using 2 mice and left-clicking at the same time, so it would be a full-powered shot without actually taking the time to charge it. How can we prevent exploits from like this appearing in the ZHL, and how do you think this affects actual competition in the ZHL?
I don't know about ways to like prevent it. I think there's going to be ways that players can exploit the system no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
I think the only way that we could have it not affect the ZHL is have quick reaction to it, and if you notice an exploit, have it, you know, dealt with in as quick as possible, I guess. I don't know. If exploits, if that actually, did that happen in a league game? Do you know?
Rush says it never happened in a league game.
Alright. Wait, hold on, I'm lost.
See, I wasn't sure personally, because, see, I was told by a source, that, about this whole thing. I didn't actually know anything about it.
Yeah, I've heard about it. Kevin likes to gloat about things that he was, like, testing it or whatever. I honestly, I just think that any exploit should just be, once it's like noticed, make it illegal to use, and then until the developers can fix it, just, you know, make sure players don't use it.
I think personally, as a goalie that has to save shots, it's stupid. But I think if whoever figures it out and they use it before it's fixed, it's not unheard of for that to happen. I just got a Skype message. Just I got a message from a friend, anonymous source, asking if you juice.
All right, I'll put it out there for everybody. I do not use auto clicker. I have never used yeah, it's just I don't use auto clicker.
Rolled his eyes there. Yeah. Rolled his eyes.
Never used auto clicker.
All right, so
I don't know about that, Tom. That was a little skeptical, friend.
Yeah, I got caught off there. Caught out caught out, but I don't use auto clicker. I get accusations daily. It makes me sad that it happens.
Yeah.
I want people to go into a lobby and then go across the screen, keeping their little mouse cursor in front of them and left click and right click at the same time, and you learned how to dribble. Congratulations. Yeah.
Oh, the hate on Tom.
Yeah, look at this.
Can you imagine the controversy if Tom just used auto clickers this whole time and he wasn't actually good? That would be so sad for all the Pro League heroes out there and all your fans.
Yeah, no, it's like the Lance Armstrong story.
Oh, yeah.
Juicing for all those years.
Anyways,
Uh-huh.
Crush, I heard from Ruckle that Crush is coming out with an anti-AC, so when that comes out, you guys will be the first to know if I get caught using AC. But I can promise you, I'm not using AC.
Wow. Yeah, that was actually going to be my next question about what you think about Crush creating a code that will detect the auto clickers and removing them from the game. So you think that's a good thing? You think that removing...
Yeah, I think it's a good thing. I can't confirm that anybody uses AC right now. Zealot is trying, and he's getting a lot of backlash for it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't think people should be using AC in the league. I'm not sure if it would even give them an advantage. Water argues a lot that AC actually makes players worse.
Water argues a lot of things. It'd be cool.
that is true.
It'd be cool to have him here and to have him communicate what he's saying more. He talks a lot. It'd be cool to have him.
It's better in type. I've talked to him a couple times. He does better arguing over text for sure.
Oh yeah, that's saying a lot. No, I'm joking. I like Water. He's a good teammate.
Water's cool.
Yeah, Water's a nice guy. That's it, everyone. I don't have any more questions written for Tom. Chat, go at it. You can message me on Skype. You can call in to the show. You can call in. He's qualified. I just stuttered. Fuck. Too nervous. You can do Twitch chat, whatever. Hit us with your questions or accusations. If you guys are reading this, I'm not going to be able to detect AC. I'll be able to detect click. I'm not reading that much. I don't speak developer.
Basically, what he's saying is if somebody's APM spikes at a certain moment over a certain period of time, then he's going to be able to temporarily remove all the clicks that come in between.
Oh,
so,
okay. I do spam click though, so.
Yeah, that's what he's saying, that if people do spam the left click, then it could also do the same thing.
Yeah,
but
I'm not going to deny that I spam left click. I'm sure everybody knows that by now.
All right, everybody, we're receiving our first call-in. Kirk, get ready for the overlay to get fucked up.
Oh, please, friend, why you gotta do this to me? Why?
Hello, welcome to the show. Can I ask who's calling?
Hi, this is someone you may know from previous, ZHL matches, called Zach Smack.
Oh, hi, Zach Smack. Welcome to the show. It's good to have you here.
Thanks. It's good to be here.
Oh, boy.
So,
Kurt
I have a question for Kurt.
5 seconds.
Oh, God. No. Oh, there's a rule. There's no BM to Kurt. You're not allowed to ask BM questions. It's actually a rule I created after last episode.
5 seconds.
Oh.
I'm almost done with the overlays. I swear to God, if you leave after I change these overlays.
Oh, he just left.
Fucking God damn it, Ron!
No BM.
Okay, I'll add him back. He can BM you. Fine. All right, Zach Smack, you're allowed to BM him. What's up?
Am I?
You are.
That's fine.
No, you
I
can't.
just wanted to say you did a good job yesterday, Kurt. It was a great series. I got to admit it was a bit closer than I expected. I thought we were going to 3-0 you. And I got to ask Tom. Tom, how does it feel to be considered the most important player during that series?
I don't know. I think I played a big role by just being able to defend and let you guys do what you do, but that's the biggest thing. It feels half the time it feels like I'm a spectator. Also, because linking does ridiculous shit. I'm sure you know that. But I don't know. It's fun to play, and just be able to not worry about having to go up so much, even though I still sometimes slide up quite a bit.
You can slide up me anything.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. But yeah, I don't know. I still think that as a team, it was more important that we played as a team there than my individual play. I don't know. I'll answer it with that.
Maybe Crush. Crush, do you have Skype? Do you want to come on and talk about? I see the chat's still talking about Crush. Sorry, Zach, you're not that important.
That's fine. Tom's the star of the show.
How he can call in.
That's true too. Well, we'll just give him my Skype in the chat. I don't really care. I'm not secret. Everyone knows I'm a big deal. They can know my name.
Big deal.
Big deal.
Zach had a shit question, Rep. Okay, Russia's been the star of the Twitch chat, in my opinion.
Yeah, he has.
Yeah. Or Taro. Taro's also really good. Zach, how was the show? Did you enjoy it? Crush. That's fine, Crush.
I think this show is one of the greatest things that have ever happened to Zealot Hockey. I laugh every time I watch it. It's just a good time all around. And you guys do an excellent job.
Thanks, Zach.
See ya, kid. Oh, love you, Zach.
It's good to have you here. No, I'm joking. I needed to kick you to make room for Crush, and you're making me blush. So please, I just need him to add me now.
I could add him if you want.
Okay, yeah,
How
add him.
do I add people?
I can add people. Don't worry about friend. You have
Okay.
so much on your plate.
Well, no. How do I add Taro friend? 'Cause
Oh,
he
you
wants to
wanna-
call. He wants to call in too. So
Okay,
after this Crush kid's done,
Yeah.
Taro wants to call
Yeah,
in.
there's Crush.
There's a line of people waiting to call in for you, Tom.
Yeah,
I know. What a popular guy.
you're a big deal.
You are a big deal.
Rename.
Fucking Roche. That's 2BM.
Russia's killing me. So it's fucking great. I love him. We're waiting on Crush now. Everyone that's watching, feel free to direct your questions to Crush, or after Crush asks whatever he's gonna, or say whatever he's gonna say. But Rip, Tom, do you have an answer when you saw Ranch and Net? What did you think?
I didn't want to predict anything, but after that first Zach Smack snipe, I think our team was pretty confident with ourselves.
Okay.
I'll just leave it at that.
Okay. Now Crush is here. So.
Hey guys.
Hey,
Hello,
Crush,
friend.
good to have you here. First time actually talking to you, so that's
Yeah, man.
cool. Do you want to talk about your auto clicker prevention strategy that you're working on?
Well, I guess I pretty much covered it in the Twitch chat, but yeah, it's basically just if you are clicking past a certain threshold, and we can play around with this number in the off season and see how it goes. But if you're clicking past this threshold for say 2, maybe 3 seconds,
Mm-hmm.
then for some amount of time, I don't know, like 10, 50, some amount of seconds where you can no longer left click.
Oh.
And then after some time has passed, it comes back. If you do this repeatedly over the course of a game, we could go so far as to make it automatically remove you from the game.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's basically it. It's just, and I think playing around with the number, like if it's 5 clicks per second, 6 clicks per second, and we can do all this in the off season and just see how it affects the game.
Yeah. So I don't know. My biggest concern with that. So I like to dribble.
And juice.
And apparently juice. But with that, do you think it'll affect dribbling at all? Or I mean, you said you're gonna mess around with the numbers, but I don't know. What's your thought on? Do you think it'll be? Are you gonna be targeting dribbling, or what's your specific goal to be getting rid of?
Well, there is a cooldown on left clicks, right? So like
Yeah.
it doesn't matter like if you're clicking 10 times a second or 4 times a second, if your timing is right, you can still dribble. So we're definitely not trying to eliminate dribbling. I think that's a legit strategy, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it'll be an adjustment for some people. Like if you're just holding like left while you're dribbling, then you're gonna have to adjust. But how much you'll have to adjust is something that remains to be seen.
Okay.
Definitely not trying to eliminate it though. Just auto clickers. like if you're using something that's generating 10, 20, 30 actions per second, that's affecting the game. It's affecting latency. It's stupid. Like Bulb has been trolling all day with this shit. It's annoying. So we want to get rid of that.
Do you remember the 10K APM autoclicker that I used for a while to show you guys how I can actually lag people out of games? I showed Water at one time,
but I never saw it firsthand.
Oh yeah, no, I can make a macro that goes about 10K APM, something around there.
These
it's pretty intense. It's pretty fucking intense. Man. It can literally lag people out of games.
Yeah, well, yeah. Every click that you do in Zealot Hockey registers an event that every single player in the game gets. So if you're creating thousands of these, then yeah, like it definitely affects the game big time.
Okay, well, Crush, it was awesome. Actually, I was curious to ask you if you want to be on a future Rhyme Time and we can talk more in depth about the mechanics behind Zealot Hockey and future things that will happen.
For sure, man. I'd like that.
Okay, that's great. Do you have any sponsors you want to shout out?
Sponsors. Let's see. Shout out to Asus for making my badass computer. Shout out to I don't know, man. I'm not witty enough to come up with this stuff on the spot.
It's okay. I write it all down. All right, on three, we're gonna do a kudos chant. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay. He left the call or something.
Okay.
I don't know.
How do I add Taro friend to this?
I'm joking, Crush. It was good to have you. I just have a thing where I kick people.
How do I add Taro?
It's a power trip.
How do I add him? Do I just video call him again?
There's a plus, and you go to add people to this call, and then you can just add people.
Oh, okay, there we go.
And then I can call him.
There, I added him.
There you go. Thank you, friend. What a face, man. What a face!
There it is.
Dude, I love that face.
I need to call this kid.
Oh, he's almost... Where is he?
No, I'm calling him now. Don't worry.
Okay.
I'm not gonna kick the guest Tom. That's like impractical. I can't do that, Zach.
Kick the taunt.
But I'm on a kicking spree, so I need to find a way to kick Taro. No offense, Taro.
That's not very nice.
Oh, hey,
Hello,
Taro.
friend.
Welcome. What do you have to say to our friend Tom today?
Well, I mean, Tom's a great guy, and I wish I could spend more time with him. And as a man of the community, as everyone knows Tom is, and a big mentor to a lot of people, I'm very curious to know what he has to say. General advice for our young kids out there that are trying to get better.
Young kids out there. Let's see. Just play a lot. Yeah, I think I went over this quite a bit, but just play a lot. I don't know. Once you get to play more and more with better players, you just kind of start building this habit of being able to know what you're gonna do beforehand and then be able to execute. I don't know. It's play the game. I don't know if anybody else has any suggestions for that, but that's what my whole thing is.
And then we all know you have a very lively life outside of Zealot Hockey, and I was wondering also, kind of in the extracurriculars from Zealot Hockey, what you would recommend, or how to keep a balanced lifestyle.
How to keep a balanced lifestyle while playing Zealot Hockey.
These are so great, really good.
I don't know. I play sports. I play basketball. I play golf when it's in season. I don't know. I like sports. Try and do whatever you like to do. I don't know. I just only play sports with friends outside. I don't really spend too much time going out to bars. That's just not my style. But if people do that, that's also fun.
So what you're saying is, if you want to be you, just play sports with friends. Don't go to bars.
Yeah, pretty much. If you want to be me, here's what you do. You play Zealot Hockey, all right? That's all you got to do. And play. Oh, I also play other video games. But
Last question for you.
Yeah.
Chicago or Tampa Bay?
Hockey sucks.
Oof.
What?
Yep.
You fucking what, mate?
That I didn't even kick Taro.
Wow,
He just
Taro
left.
just left.
Wow. Okay.
There we go. That's the controversy you needed right there. I don't like regular hockey. I'm sorry.
I guess it's a good way to wrap up the show. I guess, right?
I've talked about this with other players. I've told Crazy I don't follow regular hockey. I've told everybody else, oh, look at this. So much backfire. I don't like regular hockey. I'm sorry, friends.
Okay. Tom, as a guest, you get the honors of doing the first round of shoutouts and thanking all your fans and friends, sponsors, hookups.
All right, so here we go.
Hookups.
Yeah, thanks everybody for watching, I guess. I want to give a shout out to the most neglected sponsor on Reim Time, Two Cows. Reimer just doesn't give you enough love. So I'm going to give them the first shout out. Yeah.
I'm trying to look impartial. Gorilla is part owner of Two Cows, or he has stock in it, so
Yeah.
I don't want to help. I don't want to help him out too much.
Oh,
Anyways, moving on. Shout out to my ZHL team. Yeah, hopefully we could take down Marsara on Sunday. I want to thank Taro, I guess, for drafting me, and then in season 2, even though I was 8th round, I was still higher than I expected to go. So I also got to play with Proster for a little bit, and Proster, what an inspiration of a player. Not really, but yeah. Kevin, great friend, terrible Zealot hockey player, and that's about it.
I guess everyone's terrible when you're juicing, right? Okay. Kurt, I'll go first because you can close out the shows how you normally do.
I can do that.
So as usual, shout out to my girlfriend for being a great fan of the show. She said it was cute.
Did she watch all of them?
I don't know if she watched last. I showed her. I literally just sent her the time cut of when I said I gave her a shout out. So I'm like, hey, I gave you a shout out. So here's another one. Who else? I want to give a shout out to Two Cows because I've been told I neglect them, and Zach says I'm their spokesperson.
Is Two Cows like a Canadian thing?
They are a Canadian company that I believe hosts websites. They're also partnered with
What a great fan you are.
It's a phone company. Fuck. It's like Swish or something. I don't know.
See ya, Rhyme.
We need Gorilla in here.
The great Rennie.
I'm gonna remember this when I'm going to sleep. And
You are. You're not gonna be able to go to sleep.
I know. I'm gonna be cringing.
Just keep it going.
Okay, I would like to thank Doritos. The next episode is going to be sponsored by Doritos because, you see, in the last episode of Reim Time, I said I would eat a Dorito for every single save I made in my game versus the Wildcats. So I have to eat like 10 Doritos.
Oh, man.
What else? Who else I want to thank? I want to thank Tom for coming. I want to thank Crush for coming on to make. I want to thank Rush for being so great. I want to thank Taro for being on the show, having a cat, and just being such a swell guy. I want to thank Kurt just because he's such a nice guy. After everything he's been through, he's had a terrible week, but he still finds time to come on Reim Time. And this Reim Time was actually Kurt's idea. So shout out to Kurt for making it all possible, loving the community, so much more than Professor X.
Yeah, Professor X needs to get on loving the community.
Yeah.
Come on, please. Friends,
Yeah.
Enough with the Professor XBM. She'll be on. Don't worry.
Yes, I hope.
Okay.
You
With the
you good?
and shout outs to Sunglasses for being sunny. Let me give these to you, Kurt, for your shout outs and closing the show.
Okay.
Thanks everyone for watching.
I want to give shout outs. Who am I going to shout out? I'm going to give a shout out to Mr. Zotz, who played a terrific playoff series, man. I think everyone pretty much agrees that Zotz had a terrific series, both in net and on the ice. He didn't win, but I got to really give him credit because he really did play well, and he's really developed as a player. I really got to give him his due. What else do I want to give a shout out to? I guess I'll continue with the Taro shout out because he has some terrific questions. He's a great concerned guy. Let me see what else. Okay, this is my last shout out. I will give a shout out to my team from this season. We didn't bring it home, boys, but especially me and Kafka We'll win one eventually, buddy. Hopefully we're on the same team when it happens. I don't care if it's season 20 or season 50. I ain't quitting until I win. We'll probably be season 50, but whatever. Yeah, that's it. Fuck the sponsors.
Whoa.
See you,
Wow.
kid.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna have to get a steel bar from a 2x4 from Home Depot, our sponsor, so I can hit you with it, and then drink some Mountain Dew Code Red to keep me energized. But yeah, before. Okay, calm down. Before you do your whole Kurt thing, where you use your deep, attractive voice to get us all hyped up for Sunday games, I just want to thank you again, Tom, for being a last-minute guest. We have Wildfire and Tom are both last-minute guests. So thanks for being so flexible, Tom. And if you are flexible, could you do a plank for me live on stream before we close the show?
Ram, do you
I
want?
could
you
do it
want
on my
these?
desk.
You want these, Ram?
Yeah, but I think I'll pass on the plank.
Okay, yeah. While you close it out, I'll put these
Do
on.
you want these?
Yeah. Give them. Thanks, friend.
Thank you.
Okay, all right. Do your ZHL hype. I mean,
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for following us on another wonderful adventure that was Mr. Reim Time.